Miss Jackie, I'm telling you, maybe,
She was
probably,
something. Love
most
Miss Jackie.
definitely, the most underrated, maybe even wrestler
She was tough, boy.
that did not get the push according to what she could bring from physicality, from that look, even being like maybe 5 foot. She walks through an
She was
airport,
little, but she was tough.
that's an athlete. That might be a tough. That might be a. If it was current generation, oh, she does MMA. That's like she has an aura about her. And Jackie, I had a match with her. I had a few matches with her, but the one I had, I think on Raw, where I ended up going over on her. My goodness, she hits hard in safe places. She doesn't. She's not stiff in a way that hurts anybody. But dude, there was a couple times where I was just like, we called the match, and I was like, I'm gonna try to give you a suplex. You suplex me. And she was like, no, you're too big. Blah blah blah. And I go, Jackie. She didn't give it to me, but I was like, Jackie, if you wanted to pick me up right now and throw me, do you think you can do it? And she puffed up. She was like, I know I can do it. And I go, guess what? I know you can do it too. This is reality-based TV. You know what's not reality-based TV? That I'm winning this match. That's not reality-based. Because it would be way too short, and it would be like a Mike Tyson knockout. And she was like,
she was something serious.
Was really, really good. I remember way back, she was in WCW, and obviously the Disco Inferno thing where he refused to put her over and that whole thing. But she was also Miss Jackie as a valet before that in Memphis or Texas, I believe.
Texas,
Texas.
She was Miss Texas.
Yeah,
that's
quite
right.
Well. She was in TNA later, as well as Miss Texas, Jacqueline Moore, whatever she was.
I'm telling you, I bet she looks exactly the same. I bet she's in better shape probably because not being on the road. And I loved having matches with her. There cannot be enough. You know who's right in there with underrated? As far as like people that like, if I was going over on her, it would not be reality-based TV. Is Jazz.
That's another one.
Jazz and Jackie as a team.
Yeah.
It's something I cannot believe.
That would be rough.
Never did. Because some of the guys would be shaking in their boots. Like
that is something there. I remember in 2K, what game was that? The last one, not this one. 2K20, the one before that, 2K24. Y'all made them a tag team together. They would be rough. Who the hell would beat them? Because Jazz and Jackie, they didn't play now. They could be sisters right there. They did not play. They will beat the shit out of you. And then this that new girl, I think she retired. The Beast. Imagine if they had a group, Jazz, Jackie, and the Beast. Nobody's beating them. I don't care who you put in there. You could put in Cargill. She's not beating them. Oh boy, that would be the roughest damn thing you've seen.
It's not have any inserts under. Like the tag champs are looking, going, "Oh God, what are we going to do?"
Who?
Oh damn, the ads already.
TurboTax locations are now open in your neighborhood. So hand off your taxes to an expert today.
Who else would you say? It could be from any era, but the ones you had interaction with. Maybe not physically, but some of the women that you just think, damn, they could probably beat up half the male roster. Just absolutely tough women. I know for a fact you're going to say Luna Vachon first.
No, I wasn't. But that's
really?
Luna was one. But no, the person that commented on your video on Facebook about her, Medusa.
Oh yeah, she's a black belt. Yeah.
I think she has beat up some of the boys. I know Luna has. I know I was one of them. But yeah, Luna was definitely but if you're talking about, Luna never reached the potential she could because of the obvious backstage
Luna was mean,
stuff
boy.
that she was a victim of politics every bit as much, if not more, than I was. Talking about the Sables and the Sunnies of the world during that time. But Medusa, for some reason, even with all the titles and being inserted like as Rick Rude's valet, or even Medusa Michelli back in AEW, she's been around. She's a veteran. She could teach a lot of people, male and female, how to work. But for some reason, it felt like Medusa had a lot of stop-starts, especially in WWF with Alundra Blaze. It didn't feel like she she was ahead of her time. That's the way I would put it. Way ahead of her time, where the office, the environment, and even the fan base were not ready for a worker like Medusa. Like Medusa with Victoria, Trish, Jazz, Jackie. Dude, you talk about a crop that could.
Oh yeah, they were tough. That was.
All the,
that was
I'm sure,
that was when they got away from, or they were trying to get away from the pillow fight matches and all that stupid stuff. I remember that. And what's her name? Medusa. Yeah, I remember that was 94, 95. She was up there. Then they had cut it off, the women's division. Then they brought it back in 98. Cut it off again, I think. Then brought it back in early 2000, and in the early 2000s it finally stuck around. I remember all that.
some of the ones from the 80s, like the Wendy Richters, Lilani Kai, all those people could hang. But you mixed, this was like, how can I say it? It's just like the girls that I just mentioned could do heavyweight style, cruiserweight style. There's not a women's style. If you think about it, they could just do different wrestling styles. It's severely underappreciated. Medusa, I'm not as scared of you anymore since you made that comment. But really, in a way, when I say I was scared of you and you gave off an aura, there's money to be made with that, and he never made enough money with Medusa.
I was thinking, did Jacqueline beat Crash Holly for the Cruiserweight Championship? I thought it seems a bit early, really. And
that was a hardcore.
She was Cruiserweight Champion, and she defeated Chavo Guerrero.
I can't remember. I'm probably getting that mixed up.
Champion in that backstage with.
It was the hardcore. It was the hardcore champion.
I will say that when she hit me that microphone, I was like, I don't know what's worse, getting hit by her with a microphone or just her fist rubber malleting me. Because I saw a Tweety Bird and all that around.
I was so obviously Jacqueline. Here's the point I was going to make. She was Cruiserweight Champion, and as 17, 18-year-old watching that, it didn't seem as ridiculous as China being Intercontinental Champion, despite the fact she was probably a foot taller and 100, maybe not 100 pounds, but like 60 pounds more muscle heavier. But for some reason, Jacqueline beating Crash Holly or Chavo Guerrero was like, or Disco Inferno, yeah. Oh, I can buy it.
Let me ask you this question, because I just saw it on. I just saw her wrestle a tag match with Maya. If Jackie had the ability Jackie had, which obviously Jackie has psychology experience, she's a veteran. If she was the height of Lash Legend or Jade Cargill, there'd be no stopping her, right? She'd be the China. At that time, she would be like, it would be like two giants against each other, her and China.
This is an unfair one. Who would win between Jazz and Jacqueline in a real fight?
I don't know about that.
The fans. I don't know who would win. And they're great. They're both great women. They're both women that it's like Awesome Kong. You go up to them and you realize how nice they are and everything like that, but you still have the aura of no, I'm not going to. But that would be look. That would be something
that would be something.
Would pay money for. You just asked the question, and I'm like, isn't that what makes a match? Where you want to pay to see it.
Who hit you the hardest? Which of the women hit you the hardest?
Sometimes Victoria. Same with Doc.
Oh, yeah, that's another one. Victoria, that's another one.
Probably Jackie. Jackie would absolutely hit me the hardest. They tell you what, Jackie never hurt me as much as Gail Kim with the ear slaps. And we're good. Gail and I are good. It's just a nervous thing. But Jackie would hit you hard. Jackie would hit and remind me of a little bit of the way Regal or Finlay would hit. You're going to be sore, maybe even Brett. You're going to feel the contact, but you're fine. And you're really going to go back and complain that Jackie's you're in a Kobayashi Maru once again. Are you really going to go back and complain? Because I laid into her too, and she never complained. As a matter of fact, a couple of times she'd be like, yeah. I'm like, oh, jeez. Back up.
Ads, man.
Another morning walk.
With our mom's osteoporosis, I thought our days would be different. No way.
Did I ever send you the video of when she slapped Jerry Lawler?
Oh my God!
Who
No.
slapped Lawler?
How hard?
It's amazing. And as hard as she smacks him, he smacks her even harder.
And-
It's
and
amazing.
Lawler has some slaps, man. They're like gunshots.
Yeah. But honestly, she cleared her across. She was face down flat on the floor, and I don't think she was acting.
Oh, so he slapped her and she fell forward.
No, yeah. She slapped him first, and then he just looks at the crowd and just goes, and absolutely 5-finger palms her across the,
What did the
across
5 fingers say
floor.
to the face, Charlie Murphy?
Yeah, exactly. It was great. He gave her a proper knuckle supper at the end of it. It was so, like, it's outrageous they got it on TV in the first place. It's outrageous that Jackie agreed to it.
Oh,
But there you go. It just goes to show.
I tell you what was outrageous. What about that time when he had to go look for it? What was outrageous when Jackie lost her top on national? Well, I don't know if it was national. I think they said it was overseas. I was wondering where that clip came from. Jackie had lost her top when them huge things was out. Those big things was out there, way out there. Woo!
Once again, the toughness.
Well, it goes to
Right,
show,
we're
too,
gonna-
a lesson for all the workers out there. If somebody tells you to slap them or chop them as hard as possible, you better already be willing to accept the way they're going to get you.
No, those
'Cause
chops.
It's coming back on you no matter what. That's why sometimes when people are like, oh, just slap me really hard. I'm like, nah, that's just, I don't do that well.
Say you learn to work in Memphis, but not that bit of Memphis with Jackie. Not the Jackie era, the pre-Jackie era, whatever. Or
You asked me about Memphis?
I can ask you about Memphis.
What's that?
No, I thought you were
USW.
saying that I want to work in Memphis. I always
USW.
No. I'm saying if someone says hit you hard, I say, well, I learned to wrestle in Memphis in the '80s, so I don't know how to do that.
And someone's going to say, you started wrestling in '94 and you were in ECW. Now hit me, because we're all garbage wrestlers. Remember, I wasn't. Yeah, that famous garbage Fargo strut that I did, and I was, aha, I did that.
Ah.
That's when it started.
I don't know about garbage wrestlers. It wasn't garbage now. You got a lot of good wrestlers down there. But this Miss Jackie business, she was rough and tough. So I'm trying to think. I think remember her slamming, picking up, I think it was Goldust, slamming him on the floor like he was nothing. And Goldust was like 260 or 270 back then. So it's slamming him on the floor. And then said beating the crap out of Disco. That's good for you. Disco Inferno. Never was into him, but into that wrestler. But Jackie was tough as hell, and Jazz, like you said earlier, we was thinking the same thing. If Jazz and Jackie was a tag team, who's whooping them? I'll tell you who's whooping them. Nobody. Yeah. Y'all would have got your asses beat. That would have been the roughest team you seen.